So children, you have learned just now that whenever a body follows a closed path, that means whenever a body comes back to its original position, then the total displacement or the resultant displacement of the body is zero, and hence its average velocity is also zero. Next topic is acceleration. How do you define acceleration? Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Now, what does this mean? In real life, we come across only non-uniform velocity. Non-uniform velocity means that with respect to time, the velocity is changing non-uniformly, right? Okay. For example, if you're sitting in a moving vehicle, you must have noticed the speedometer. You must have observed that the value on the speedometer, which is the velocity of the vehicle, keeps on changing with time, and hence the motion is non-uniform, right? When velocity increases, sometimes velocity increases, sometimes velocity decreases. So, in such situation, we will say that the motion of the body is accelerated because the change in velocity is taking place in a particular interval of time. So whenever there is a change in the velocity happening, the motion is always said to be accelerated. Okay? When the velocity increases, then we say it is positive acceleration, and when the velocity decreases, it is negative acceleration or retardation. Okay? So acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity. In simpler terms, we are actually finding out how quick that change in the velocity is taking place. That means how quick the vehicle is able to increase its velocity or decrease its velocity. The quick the change is, the greater is the acceleration of the body. And hence, acceleration is given by v minus u upon t. Since v and u both are velocities, this is u is the initial velocity, v is the final velocity, which is a vector quantity. Therefore, this makes acceleration also a vector quantity. And its unit is meter per second square in SI, while centimeter per second square in CGS. So that is what the acceleration is. That means how quick the change in the velocity is taking place. Now let me tell you one example of acceleration, of positive acceleration. If a body has acceleration plus 20 meter per second square. First of all, what does this mean? It means that the velocity is increasing with time. Okay? So that means initially, if I assume the body was at rest, at point A, the body was at rest. After 1 second, the speed will become 20 meter per second. After another 1 second, speed will become 40 meter per second. Another 1 second gone and the speed becomes 60 meter per second. Another 1 second gone, it becomes 80 meter per second. This means that the body has acceleration of plus 20 meter per second square. That means after every 1 second, the velocity of the body is changing and it is increasing by 20. So this means positive acceleration. If the acceleration of the body is negative 20 meter per second square. Now negative acceleration happens only when the velocity decreases with time. So how will you express this? Let's say initially the body was at A and it had the velocity 100 meter per second. After 1 second, the velocity will become 80 meter per second. After another 1 second, the velocity will become 60 meter per second. 1 second after, it will become 40 meter per second. And finally, after some time, the velocity will keep on decreasing and it will come to rest. That means the velocity will be 0 meter per second. This is the meaning of the value acceleration minus 20 meter per second square. That means after every 1 second, the velocity of the body is decreasing by 20. I hope I have made myself clear to you all, right? Next is, what will happen if the velocity is not changing? If the velocity is constant throughout the motion, the value of velocity does not change, then what will be its acceleration? Then the acceleration of the body will be 0. That means such kind of motion is known as unaccelerated motion. Whenever velocity is 0, velocity is constant, acceleration is 0, and such kind of motion are known as unaccelerated motion. And in these two examples, when there is a change in velocity taking place, whether increasing, decreasing, that doesn't matter, but the velocity is changing, that means it is an accelerated motion. What kind of motion is this? This is accelerated motion. So that was all about the different physical quantities which you need to know in order to understand the numericals and further topics. After this, we will begin the revision of graphs. Okay? Children, graphs are the symbolic representation of the motion in a body. Since we are studying the chapter motion in one dimension, so we will focus only on one-dimensional graph. I mean the graphs which represent one-dimensional motion. They are broadly two types. However, there are many types of graphs possible, but they are broadly of two types. ST graph is the distance time graph and VT graph is the velocity time graph. Let us first see what are ST graphs. ST graph, that means distance time graph. Now our body can be at rest. It can be in non-uniform motion as well as it can be in uniform motion. When the body is at rest, then you get a graph which is parallel to the x-axis. On x-axis we always put time and on y-axis we always put the distance. So when a body is at rest, then you get a graph which is parallel to the time axis because the distance of the body is not changing and hence the graph goes like this. When the body is under non-uniform motion, then you get a graph which is not a straight line but a curved line. Okay? Because then the distance of the body is changing non-uniformly with time. But when you are in a uniform motion, then you get a straight line graph which shows that the body is moving in a straight line. Okay? And the change in the distance is also uniform with time. The slope of a distance time graph always gives you speed. This is the first information that you obtain from distance time graph. And how do you find speed? We find speed by taking out the inclination of the graph with respect to the x-axis, but in a simpler way we can find it out by taking out the difference in the y-axis and divided by difference in the x-axis, that is delta y upon delta x. How do you solve this? We will be doing some numericals based on distance time graph, and then I will discuss these further, right? Apart from distance time graph, there is also a graph which is known as displacement time graph. Now, a displacement time graph, since displacement is a vector quantity, so in this graph we can find the direction also, which cannot be found in the distance time graph because distance is a scalar quantity. So when we will be, after this video, we will be doing some numericals based on graphs. So there I will discuss some displacement time graph and I will explain, and you will be able to recall also that how do we find the direction of motion of a body by using a displacement time graph. However, I must tell you the shapes of the graph of displacement time and distance time remains the same under these conditions. Okay. Next is velocity time graph. Now again, there can be three conditions. Either the body is at rest, non-uniform motion, or uniform motion. When the body is at rest, that means the velocity of the body is 0. And on which axis you get the value of velocity 0? Only on the x-axis. That means the graph for a body at rest, the VT graph for a body at rest is not possible because you will get the graph on the x-axis only. So this is how it will be, because at all the values on this axis, the value of velocity is 0. At all the points on this axis, the value of velocity is 0. So that is why this graph is not possible. When the body is under non-uniform velocity, right, that means it is not covering, it is not changing its velocity equally in equal intervals of time. Then if the velocity is increasing, the graph goes like this in a curved path, in a curved line, and when it is decreasing, it goes like this. We will be focusing on the uniform motion graphs because there only we will be able to find certain more quantities. Now this part is not to be done in detail. So let's focus on the uniform one. Now the first graph, when the body is moving under uniform motion, and in one situation you get a parallel graph, that means a line parallel to the time axis. When does this happen? This will happen when the velocity is constant. When the velocity of the body is not changing, then the graph will also not change and it will be parallel to the x-axis. On the other hand, if the velocity is increasing uniformly with time, then you get this graph. When velocity is decreasing uniformly, then you get a reverse graph. This one and this one are almost reverse. So you get a graph in this direction which shows that velocity is decreasing with time. Slope of a VT graph gives you acceleration, and again slope you find by using this formula. One more quantity we obtain from VT graph, which is displacement. And how do you get displacement? It is obtained by calculating area under graph. So that is all about graphs, children. I hope you are able to recall all the points. And now in the next video onwards, we'll be solving some numericals.